Are the Boston Celtics on the verge of adding a crucial piece to their championship puzzle? Rumors are swirling about a potential trade that could bring a defensive guard to bolster our bench. Imagine the impact of a player who not only excels on defense, but can also stretch the floor with his shooting. If you want to stay ahead of the game and hear the latest on this developing story, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like. The Boston Celtics are looking to bolster their bench depth, and there's some buzz surrounding a potential trade that could bring Milton into the fold. Now let's break this down. As we all know, the Celtics have one of the best starting fives in the league. But the bench? That's where they could use a little help. With the trade deadline approaching, this move could be exactly what they need to solidify their chances for another title run. With Boston being a second apron team, any trades they make require some careful maneuvering, especially when it comes to matching salaries. This complicates things a bit, but it doesn't mean they can't improve their roster. Milton could be an intriguing addition, providing defense and playmaking in the backcourt. Let's be honest, while Peyton Pritchard has been explosive as a scorer, his defense leaves a lot to be desired. Milton could step in and elevate the defensive intensity off the bench. In this proposed trade, Boston would send Jaden Springer along with a 2025 second-round draft pick to Brooklyn. The Nets are clearly in a rebuilding phase, and acquiring a young talent like Springer, along with some future draft capital, would make sense for them. They're not going anywhere this season, so they might as well start setting themselves up for the future. Meanwhile, the Celtics get a player who can not only shoot the three, hitting 35% from beyond the arc, but also contribute on the defensive end. That's a critical combination for a team that lives and dies by the three-pointer. Now let's talk about the implications of this potential trade. If the Celtics can land Milton, they would not only deepen their bench, but also become even more dangerous as they chase another championship. Imagine the lineup with Milton coming off the bench, providing a spark and a defensive presence. It's a move that could make Boston the undisputed favorites to repeat as champions. But here's where I stand. You have to wonder if this is the right path. Are we putting too much faith in a bench player to make that significant of an impact? I'm honestly torn. On one hand, Milton brings the skills we need, but will it be enough? Will he truly change the game for us in the playoffs? Or will he be just another piece that doesn't quite fit? I genuinely want to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think Milton is the right choice to help us secure another ring? Or should the Celtics explore other options? And speaking of the Nets, their perspective adds another layer to this trade proposal. They're in a position where they need to get younger and reshape their team for a brighter future. And this trade gives them a chance to do just that. They're still in the hunt for a play-in game, but with their current roster, it's hard to see them making a deep playoff run. This trade could help them pivot and start building a team that can contend down the line. So, where does this leave the Celtics? If they pull the trigger on this trade, it could be a game changer. Strengthening the bench puts us in a better position heading into the playoffs, and let's face it, every little bit helps when you're competing for a championship. The pressure is on, and the fans are counting on this front office to make the right moves. And you? What do you think? Is this the right move for the Celtics, or do you think we should be looking at other players? I want to hear your opinions in the comments below. Your insights are always appreciated, and it's great to connect with fellow fans who share the same passion for this team. This slump is unusual for a team that has been near the top of the Eastern Conference standings. It's the first real test of adversity they've faced this season, and how they respond will be crucial for their playoff seeding. Currently, they sit 4 games behind the Cleveland Cavaliers for the top spot, and every game matters as we approach the postseason. One bright spot amidst this struggle has been Peyton Pritchard. The young guard has proven himself to be a valuable asset off the bench, averaging an impressive 15.3 points per game while shooting 41% from beyond the arc. At just $30 million over 4 years, he's a bargain compared to the massive contracts of Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Drew Holiday. Pritchard's performance could be a pivotal factor in getting the Celtics back on track. His potential as a future starter is becoming more evident, especially as we think about what this team could look like down the road if Drew decides to move on or retire. What's intriguing is how Pritchard's early experiences have shaped his game. He shared that during high school, he played against Steve Blake, one of the more underrated guards in the NBA. This one-on-one practice helped hone his skills, and it's clear that those formative years are paying off in his current performance. But let's be real. While his scoring ability is commendable, he still needs to improve his passing game. The Celtics don't ask him to facilitate much right now, but if he can develop that aspect of his play, he could elevate his game to another level entirely. Now, the challenge for the Celtics isn't just about individual performances. It's about how they come together as a team during this slump. Al Horford recently emphasized the need for the team to relax during tough stretches. And I couldn't agree more. It's easy to get caught up in the pressure, especially with such high expectations. But if they can maintain their composure, they'll be able to turn this around. As we look ahead, the Celtics have to be strategic about their moves. With such significant contracts on the books, making trades is complicated, especially since they are over the second apron of the luxury tax. This means they're likely to stick with their current roster for the time being. But is this a good thing? I'm honestly torn. On one hand, the chemistry of the team is crucial, and making a big trade could disrupt that. On the other hand, if they want to seriously contend for a championship, they might need to shake things up. And let's not forget the emotional aspect of being a Celtics fan. There's a lot riding on this season. We've seen the highs, and now we're in a low point. How we handle this will set the tone for the rest of the year. The pressure is on, and every game feels like a must-win. I know I'm not the only one feeling this way. The passion we have for this team is what makes being a fan so special, but it also heightens our frustrations during tough times. So, what do you think, Celtics fans? Is sticking with this roster the right move, or should we be looking to make some changes? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Your expectations, your frustrations, let's get that conversation going. And as always, if you enjoyed this analysis and want to keep up with everything Celtics, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. You definitely don't want to miss any updates as we dive deeper into this season. And remember to turn on notifications so you can stay in the loop with all the latest news and insights. Let's rally together, Celtics Nation.